Warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments and suggestions on our YouTube and Spotify channels and liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channels. Today, we are going to talk about the transit of Rahu. Rahu is a planet that in its wake, when it transits over the nakshatras and the houses, brings about change. Rahu is change personified because it talks about the future, the way our life would unfold. And we know that change is the most constant thing in life. Rahu also creates fears. One thing that we can relate to or take note from is the story of Raja Parikshit. Raja Parikshit was the descendant of Arjuna, and being related to the family of Lord Krishna, he had his values in the right place. However, once, because Kal was on his head and he was full of ego and ignorance at that time, he managed somehow in a very poor state of mind to be rude, to be nasty to a rishi. The result was that he had to lose his life within 8 days of that happening. We can equate the transiting of Rahu into Aries with that, because Rahu is something that allures a person, causes ignorance and causes fear. And Aries, as we all know, is the first house of the Kalpurush Kundali, which represents the head of the Kalpurush Kundali. So if there is ignorance in life, if there is ego in life, this Rahu can bring about a lot of difficulties and problems. What is the area of life that will face these problems can be seen as to which part of the zodiac your lagna is in. If your lagna is in Mesh, this can be on your own self. If your lagna happens to be in Capricorn, it could be in relation to your parent, it could be in relation to your emotional values attached at home. So we further move on and see how this Rahu affects you in terms of your lagna. Rahu moves into the sign of Aries on 12th of April 2022. For the Virgo lagna, this is Rahu happening in the 8th house. This is a house which is very emotional, and it is also because the 8th house is a house which shows change, and being a fire sign, there can be a lot of very unprecedented changes and changes that can be triggered off at the word go. One needs to remember that one needs to have a very strong hold on their own central fulcrum, because this is also accompanied with the Lagna Lord Mercury. Once one develops a stronghold within their own selves, they would be feeling and understanding that all the changes that they see around them can be understood pretty well, and they need not be taken, or the decisions to avoid these changes or to work on with these changes need not be taken from an emotional mind, because Mercury is also about the 10th house. That can also show that a person can have a lot of changes coming up in their career also. Rahu in the 8th house can give you a lot of changes, but this can also move you into the world of occult, because Rahu is about upasana. It is about finding the cause behind certain things, and 8th house talks about occult. When we utilize our energy in the world of occult, understanding different forms of occult and seeing the truth behind the occult, one can use the energy in a better manner. However, it is also advised not to raise any court cases against some ancestral properties, or not to work in the direction of doing sadhana the wrong way. That can have its repercussions later when Rahu moves into the nakshatra of Bharani or Ashwini. The one remedial measure that we have about Rahu is worshipping of goddess Durga and helping people who are not just belong to your caste and your community. If you do that, then you will be able to tide over this period Yes, Rahu return, Rahu movement into an area is not a very, into a new zone, into a new sign is not something that one would want to, because there's already a lot of upheaval that we can see and we really are not very interested in that. But life continues, planets keep moving, and they bring with them their own remedial measures also. Keep donating to people who are in need, may not, without looking at the caste and creed, and remembering Goddess Durga as you come out of the bed right early in the morning is a good start of the day. Till we
Please
meet
hit
with
the
you
bell
again.
icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.